Hey guys, let's chat about motivation. So, you are a third of the way through your Couch to 5K program. You are 4 weeks into your 12-week marathon program. And you are staring at your shoes and stuck on the couch. It's raining and you don't want to go out. Your buddies can't meet you that day. Oh no! Have no fear, you're human and your motivation will rise again. So low motivation is a normal and expected part of every athlete and every runner's life. And the secret is acknowledging that this period of low motivation may and probably will come again, and having a big toolbox of motivation tools to dive into when it does happen. Okay, so low motivation happens to even the top athletes in the world. Just the top athletes in the world have developed a deeper, a bigger, a broader toolbox, and they practice using it more often, almost second nature. So the more we use those tools and the more we experiment with different things, the better we're going to be off if and when those periods of lulling motivation do occur. So there's a ton of different ways we can keep our motivation high, and I'll just share a few with you, and then I encourage you to have a look at my motivation toolbox. So I've got 30 plus and adding tools for your motivation toolbox. And just the key is acknowledging when you've reached one of those slumps. So kind of feeling apathetic, maybe just not really getting excited about it, or downright refusing to go out for your runs and your workouts. Those are all signs, of course. So of course you want to address any underlying issues. If it is health related, you need to take a break and chat with your primary caregiver. If it is overtraining, of course, that's a whole other topic. But I'm talking about just those normal lows that do occur sort of after we've lost all the oomph at the start of a program. So a few tips. Number one, buddy up. Okay, and not everybody is motivated by each of these things. And what motivates us today may be different than what motivates us next week. But I'm going to list a bunch and see what jumps out to you. Okay, so buddy up for sure is huge. I use that one all the time. And 9 times out of 10, when I call on a buddy and say, hey, do you want to go do this? Do you want to do this run? I've got a really long one and I love company. 9 times out of 10, I'm helping them as well. And my friends, our friends are receiving motivation by being our accountability and getting out there with us too. So never feel bad asking. If you're feeling with low motivation, that's my number one tip, is just call a friend and ask for help. And you don't have to be together when you're doing the runs. You can definitely motivate each other just by checking in. Did you go today? Yes, I went. Send me a really good song to get me out the door. And that would be the next. Set yourself up with things that elevate your frequency. What do you get excited about that you can combine with your exercise and if you're running with your run? Make a good playlist with some new favorite songs and only allow yourself to listen to them when you're doing your exercise. So it becomes a reward, a treat for you, and you're not going to get sick of them. You're always going to look forward to them. Read a book. If you haven't had a chance to read a book and you like audiobooks or podcasts, the opportunity to learn while we are exercising is massive. So one earbud in if you're out in the trail so that you can hear what's going on, or just play it out of your phone in your pack. And you can do courses, you can read books, you can learn about all the things that you've always wanted to learn about, simply combining that with your movement. Another tip would be signing up for an event. Right now, this might be a virtual event at the time period I am recording this video, but there are events all over the world that are a great way to stay motivated. Combining that with a charity run or a charity event is really powerful for a lot of people too. Knowing that we're giving back and we're helping out will allow us to stay motivated. Leading by example for family members, children especially, creating the environment and the little tribe that you want to bring up into the world. Leading by example, a healthy life, and sticking with your moderate healthy exercise program is a great way to do that as well. Other little tricks, you can plan to do your run before you before you start work, if that's a good time for you and you're less likely to put it off later in the day, or doing your exercise right after work before you go home. So having your gear there with you and you put it on and you head out before you do anything else. We know that it makes us feel amazing and it pays us back over and over once we're out there. So if you can maybe write down a little letter to yourself about how awesome that feels and how all you have to do is get out the door and the rest will happen. Sometimes that helps for people. And on that note, you can just commit to going out the door. So, for example, today I'm feeling really tired, and rather than going out and committing to do something epic, I'm getting ready to go for my run. I'm going to put my sneakers on, pack my music and some podcasts, and I'm going to start in a walk in the trails and see how I feel. And so if you commit to just going for a walk, wearing all your gear, or going just around the block and committing to just a short sort of fresh air break, 9 times out of 10, you're going to keep going. It's just those first couple of minutes where we can experience that inertia that we need to work through and overcome. And if that 10th time out of 10, you really don't feel like it and you need to come home, chances are you'd be better off having a nap, a bath and a stretch, or checking in on your overall health. Okay, so it's usually going to do the trick just getting you out the door. So I'd love to hear what other tips you guys have. Feel free to message me and let me know if I missed any of your motivators. The final one I will add, for me, it's my biggest motivator at all times. Well, I guess it would be a tie between two. I guess I could break them into two. Well, one is because I can, because, practicing gratitude for this body that allows me to move freely and experience this beautiful world around us is the greatest gift, and the biggest, most important, most obvious reason for me to use it and enjoy it. There will be a time in all of our lives where we're unable to go and hike and run, out in nature. And for me personally, I want to know that I made the most of the time that I had in this body that can get out there. And there's a lot of people in this world that would love to be out there. And we can also, do it for them as well. And that ties into my passion for nature. And I know you all feel it too. The moment you get out there amongst the trees and the rocks and the big sky, and whether it's raining or hailing or sunny, it doesn't matter. It reminds you that we're alive and there is a beautiful supernatural energy. Just ask the forest bathers. The research is in, and spending time in fresh air in nature is good for our health in both body and mind and spirit, I would say too. Okay, so those are my top tips. Again, I'd love to hear yours. Please send me a message, and if there's anything you want to add. And it's time for me to get out there, heading outside. Hope you guys got out there already today too, but if not, day ain't over.